So, I mean, I don't particularly enjoy making videos like this, but I guess from time to time there's some stuff I feel like I need to just get off my chest that's built up. This time regarding the Ultra Modded Survival series, which if you don't watch it, then this is probably of no relevance to you. But if you do, then maybe stick around. I realize I'm probably speaking to a minority of people here. I feel like I'm speaking to the majority of people who comment on the series, but I realize for everyone that comments, there's probably another 100 people who just watch and enjoy it silently. But it has gotten to the point where I feel like I need to say something for the sake of my own sanity. I guess this sort of got spurred along by the feedback on the last episode, but it had been building up. The last episode was just the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. But on the last episode, to fill you in case maybe you missed it, or just to get it fresh in your memory, I decided to go and build an elevator so I can go from the first floor to the second floor of my place. And I decided to do the vanilla elevator sort of thing that I had done back in Skyblock, using pistons and redstone, and putting together a little contraption that would zip me on up from the first floor to the second floor. And I thought it was pretty cool. I hadn't done something like that in a while, and I thought it'd be a nice bit of variety to do. But unfortunately, like, all the comments that ended up being left on the video were, I would say 90% or so were people saying, "Oh, dude, there's an elevator block in OpenBlocks mod. I can't believe you didn't know that, and you just went and built this. You wasted time. What a facepalm," so on and so forth. And it was like, I didn't know there was an elevator block. Like, it'd be one thing if I had made elevators in the past using the elevator block, and I simply forgot and went through this whole process when I just wanted something that would quickly take me from point A to point B, and I just completely forgot. That would be a bit of a facepalm, but I simply didn't know that this block even existed. And B was the fact that I had put together something that's kind of cool, and people were just like, "Dude, you could have just done this in 1 minute using this block that you didn't know about. Wow, that's pretty dumb of you to do." And all I could think was, well, if I installed a mod that allowed me to craft an item that would insta-kill the Ender Dragon without me ever having to find a stronghold, find a portal, go into the end, even see the Ender Dragon, if I could just craft an item that insta-killed him, and I wasn't aware of it, and I actually went and fought the dragon manually, would that be a facepalm? Would I be an idiot for doing that? I mean, sure, it's good to use what the mods provide you, but I've got 100 plus mods installed, 20,000 items. Even if I researched them for several months, there's no way I'd be able to remember every single nuance, even if I wanted to. There's just unfortunately, just because I make YouTube videos does not make me have a superhuman brain. Like, I'm just like everyone else out there. I forget things. I can't memorize too many things, or with the new stuff that comes in, we'll push out some of the old stuff. So, I mean, I'm only human, unfortunately. And so when I saw like all the comments just saying, "Dude, what a facepalm this episode was, you wasted time," I was like, I mean, I feel like in the past, building something like that, people, I don't know. I don't know if there's been a change in mentality amongst the people who comment. And again, I realize that there are a grand majority of you who just sit by and watch without leaving those sorts of comments, and I appreciate that. But I guess it gets to the point where, and it's been happening for a long time now, it's not just this video, like, I would say the grand majority of comments on the last 30 or so episodes of Ultra Modded Survival have been people pointing out what I did wrong, saying, "Oh, this is a facepalm," not necessarily constructive, just, "You did this dumb." And it gets to the point where, even though there are some people who are watching this, who are enjoying it, just silently standing by, when you post an episode and each and every time without fail, most of the comments are blah, 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 you did this wrong, that wrong, that wrong, and there's hardly any positivity in there. There's always a little bit, but it wears on you, and I think the reason it wears on me is, like, there are haters, right? I don't like using that word because I think it's silly, but there are people who will just leave a comment that says, "You're an idiot, CaptainSparklez, I hate you." And I don't care about that. When people do that, I can brush that off, no problem. But when it's like a lot of the comments being left by people saying, "You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, blah, 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 blah," those are the people who might be leaving positive comments on other videos. And I think that's where it gets to me. is that it's the average everyday person who enjoys watching most of the videos that's leaving that sort of feedback, at least as far as I can tell. And I think that's what frustrates me, because it's like, well, why Ultra Modded Survival, I should specify, also takes the greatest amount of time to try to plan out an episode and what to do, because as it's gotten further and further along, I have to figure out, okay, what can I do new? So that takes the greatest amount of planning of any series. So it's like, well, if I could just go and do something else that doesn't necessarily take as much planning and get better feedback on that, why not do that instead? So I don't know, that's just where I'm at the moment. And I don't want it to sound like, oh, hey, people were mean to me, I'm gonna punish them back in return. It's more so the fact that, I mean, why do I want to subject myself to something when there's an alternative that I could possibly do that will just get better feedback? And so that's sort of where I'm at the moment. The future of Ultra Modded Survival is a bit uncertain. I don't know if we'll get to episode 100. We'll see where where my thoughts lie. Like I mean, I want to get to Mars with Galacticraft. I mean, I want to. There's a new ore spawn boss. The reason I haven't installed it yet is because it's the queen, and there's no, at least on the website when I last checked, there's no like vanilla way to get it. Well, vanilla, I should say. There's no way without a spawn egg to actually spawn it in. Maybe I misunderstood, but maybe we just have to find the ores and put them all together. But there was no location to find the queen boss. But I'll look into that. Like, I'd like to do that, but at the same time, it's like, well, I don't know. Do I want to subject myself to all the people saying you did this wrong and this wrong, when it gives the impression that I mean, that people aren't enjoying it as much, and it's like, well, I'd rather do a series where people are gonna enjoy and leave positive feedback in return. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Again, I'm not a superhuman. I would never be able to memorize everything, even if I wanted to. And yeah, again, it's just, I guess that last episode sort of put me over the edge, as far as me thinking I built something cool. Yet all the comments were, wow, you could have done this in like 2 minutes using a mod instead, that you could have just put down a block here and then you would have been done. And it's like, I mean, it's cool that you could do that, but also part of that series is like actually making cool stuff, I think. Like, I used to put out a lot of videos a couple of years back where this was before Redstone just got way over my head with all the command blocks and stuff, but I would mess around and put together like contraptions and whatnot made with Redstone, and people really liked them. And so I guess it kind of caught me off guard when I did something similar, and the response was much more so negative, at least as far as the comments go. And again, I wanna thank everyone that does just stand by and watch and is internally supportive. You're great, and I realize that is most of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching if you didn't get enjoyment out of it. Why else would you? So yeah. Anyway, that's about it though. But it just, it gets to the point where if what you are mostly seeing outwardly, that's actually written out at you is I don't know, not something that gets you excited. It wears on you after a while, and that's all. So anyway, I'll try to figure out if what I'm gonna do. I mean, obviously, if not Ultra Modded Survival, there will be some other single player series that I will do, whether it be like a survival map or something along those lines. But yeah, we'll see. It's just a matter of I don't want to be like, I want to have fun when I'm doing things, and if I'm just constantly worried, like, well, I did this wrong now. If I do something in an episode and it's like, well, I realize I just made a mistake there, is that going to be the entire focus of what everyone's just going to comment about? And then I'm like worried, well, what do I do the rest of the episode to make up for that? I don't want to be stressed out when I'm recording something. I want to have fun with it. And I think that if I'm stressed out, it sort of shows through. And I would imagine that some people have probably, I don't know, maybe seen that, because I can see it when I'm watching things back. Like, yeah, I was focusing a little bit too hard trying to make sure I didn't mess up than just going with the flow and having fun and being me. So yeah, yeah, I just want to make sure that when I'm recording things, I'm able to just be me and have a good time and not have to worry about things. Because if I'm worrying, it's not going to make a great recording. So that's about it. I'm rambling on now, probably repeating myself here and there. So anyway, thanks for watching. And I don't know, just, yeah, thanks to the people who just watch and are internally positive. I appreciate you. I know you're there. And I want to make sure that my gratitude is out there. And then hopefully if any of you are watching this who have commented in the past, maybe it sheds some light on things, but I don't know. We'll see. See how things go. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I guess this isn't such a video that you would enjoy. But thanks for watching, at least if you stuck by until the end. I appreciate you hearing me out, letting me brush the things off my chest. That's about it. So on that note, I will see you all later, I guess.